All right, everybody, welcome back. It's Rob Barrington again, and we are here for day two of our fifth challenge against the robots. We are playing imps again this time, and we have a couple of good scores. Don't let that first score fool you. I mean, I guess the robot could have been a slam, but as we talked about in the first video, it seemed unlikely, at least at the moment. But I guess we'll find out on Friday. Here's our next hand. This is the one we left off with, and this is just our normal one no trump opener, right? We should have gone to bed knowing this was going to be our standard bid. And ooh, okay, two passes and then two spades. The robots play what's called Capoletti. And this is a good kind of realistic circumstance, right? When the opponents play something, they have to tell you, and the robot does a good job of just telling us that right away. This is spades and a minor suit. Now, this is for the robots, and in general, when we have these sorts of bids over no trump anyway, like 5-4 ish, right, minimum. So here, once we open a no trump, unless we have something weird on the outside, we're just not saying anything, right? Our partner is the one that's going to be in control. And here, this is one of the things we talk about quite often. It's okay to play defense sometimes if that's what we're destined to do. So we're just going to pass. Two no trump on our left is just a way to determine, hey, show me your other suit. I don't like spades. And now this person is, hey, saying, okay, they had spades and diamonds. And West is signing off. So not the worst for us, right? This is a spot where we're sitting in a pretty good position with the opponent's suits. But interesting lead problem. What would you do on this hand? Take a moment, and as always, you can pause if you need to make a longer decision. I'm going to jump in pretty quickly here. So this is a tough spot for us here. Usually we want to lead Trump, and in fact, we may still lead Trump in this situation. That's how important it is. Right hand opponent East here has shown the ability to play in two suits, right? Spades and diamonds, at least 5-4 in these spots. Pretty frequently 5-5, especially at these colors. You would want to have that kind of solid shape there. So usually when one player takes a preference, or not one player, when their partner takes a preference for one of their suits, we are going to want to lead Trump so frequently because the normal strategy is for them to be roughing their other suit to try to set up tricks. And we certainly don't want them to rough too many of those spades because of how good our spades are behind the East player. So here, even though we have like ace jack small of diamonds and we may be in really good position against Declare, this is a time where it's so important to lead Trump, and the other leads look so bad. Like, what are we going to do? Lead the ace of hearts or lead a club here? Um, I'm okay giving up a trick in the Trump suit if it lets us take more spade tricks. But you might see I lead a diamond here, and dummy tables like four diamonds, and it doesn't matter. And then we'll see what happens. But here, question is, do we lead the ace? Do we lead low? I don't know. I mean, I'm okay just leading low, and then I get to draw 3 rounds of Trump pretty quickly, right? As long as dummy has super short in spades. Dummy has one spade, unfortunately. Sure. Ooh, here. But they also have a nice 5-card suit in the heart suit. So here we're in an interesting pickle here. Let's take a second. All right, so the robot gets to business right away after we lead a low diamond there. Again, I don't know. It's the lead we chose, and we have to stick with it. But now we see Dummy is just sitting in prime position behind our Ace of Hearts, um, and we should just be thinking a couple of different things here. If we jump up with the Ace of Hearts now, we're going to create 3 winners in that dummy over there, right? So the king, the queen, and the jack are going to be winners, and East is going to be able to pitch away some of their losers on those cards. Well, what can they pitch? Presumably some clubs, right? Their other short suit, and also some of their other long suit, which is spades on this one. The problem with playing a low heart is, what if this is East's only heart? Well, if it's East's only heart, now we've just given up the actual ability to take a heart trick, but we haven't set up that suit, and now they're going to have to do a little bit more work. I'm tending to want to duck this first one, even if it's a singleton, because I think we're going to get this trick back in the wash usually, and if it's doubleton, we've just made a good play to kind of keep them off of dummy. And even here, we're going to keep them off of dummy for the rest of this hand as well. And as you can see, they were able to rough this, but have a little bit of a cross rough. We haven't set up any more pitches for them, though, which is nice. And now we'll have a safe exit from our hand once we get in. I'm going to just kind of get out of our own way here. partner's roughing our king there. That's nice. And we'll draw some trump here. And I think they just have a shovel left at the end there. So did pretty well there. Let's take a look at the results screen here and kind of see how this went. I kind of played that a little quickly at the end there, but we started with the low diamond, and again, just in general, think of the logic behind this. We know East has something like that. Maybe not this good though. That's a heck of a nice hand they're looking at right there. Nice 11 count with their 5-5, not just 5-4. So usually we can see their strategy coming a mile away, right? This left-hand opponent said, hey, I don't like spades, which are other suit, which means I'm short in spades and I have more length here, most likely. So what's the strategy? Well, it's going to be get rid of the shortness in spades and rough spades. So we're trying to get rid of the ability, or at least take up as much of that away as we can before they get to the business of doing that. And we saw they still roughed a couple. Ace of diamonds, diamond might have been slightly better, before we see dummy, but on this one, not too shabby. And as you can see, if we just click up double dummy right here, it looks like we're destined to beat this one at this point, but now Declare gets a few things wrong from this point, right? So at this moment, it goes heart, and take a look. The decision we had, we actually got pretty right, I guess, right? If we hop up with the ace, that's what we do, right? We just create these three winners while they still have a way to get over here, and we have no way to stop them from taking at least two out of those. In fact, if they use a trump to get over dummy, they'll take all three of them, right? And now they get to pitch, well, three spades. That could be helpful, but also if we don't get to the business of taking some clubs, they'll pitch all their clubs away as well, right? So here, playing low, while it might seem weird, hey, we're not going to get that ace of hearts, well, we get some tricks back in the run of things, and as we go. Here, we play low, it goes king. And now they do get to play ace of spades and then rough a spade. And they do a fair bit of roughing here, right? But here, we're just sitting back waiting for our tricks. And here's where they went wrong. They roughed with this 10 of diamonds. Notice you can see how you can use this double dummy, right? The 9 has the, hey, you're only down 1. And then it's, oops, that card caused you to go down 2. Let me see if I can previous card. All right, so here if they just pitch away instead, they're going to do one better. They can pitch a club here, which is kind of a loser on loser play. Right, so you can see that they're not. Oop, I'm in the wrong screen here. You can see that they're not actually giving up anything here, right? They're going to lose the ace of hearts, but they're pitching away a club, which is two losers for them, right? So they're not really losing anything. They're kind of gaining a position on this end, but whatever. This is what got us to down 2 and basically kept them away from getting rid of all of these losers. They got to do a little bit of roughing, but in the end, we just had enough tricks to kind of get a good plus score, plus 200. In match points, it's amazing, but in imps, it's pretty darn good too when you're beating them vulnerable 2 tricks, especially when it didn't look like we had too much to do on this hand, right? We'd expect this auction to be the same because we're dealing with robots, and we didn't do anything weird, right? We opened a no trump, and it just went haywire from there on their end. All right, let's see this next one. Make your bid. I'm going to make it in a couple of seconds here. So if you need more time, don't forget you can press pause. All right, this is 2 no trump in my book. It's because it's a solid 19 and has a very good 5-card suit, which is a nice source of tricks. I will upgrade a good 19 to 2 no trump. I'll upgrade a good 14 to 1 no trump, right? And what I mean by a good something is something like this, something that has a good 5-card suit in it that is worthy of that 1 extra value point. And here, ace jack 9/5, even though it's a major, I still get to kind of dial in the range of this bid as far as my values in one bid rather than the typical 2-step process, which would be opening 1 and then rebidding 2 now. And it's not because I'm trying to short circuit that, it's because it's worthy of this value, right? When you have 19 and a good 5-card suit, we're there, right? So now it goes 2 no trump pass. Partner bids 3 spades, and I never know what the heck the robot is doing in these spots. So let's see what the heck is three spades here. Oh, it's minor suit statement. Okay, so they're asking about our minor suit holding, and now right hand opponent is doubling, saying, "Hey, I'd like that spade lead. That would be pretty good." Um, we do not have a minor suit that we would like to play, but that spade bid should scare us a little bit because we don't have a clear cut stopper in that suit, and partner is showing a lot of minor suit cards. I'm just going to kind of filter around what these bids will mean. That means kind of nothing. This means, okay. I think pass is probably reasonable and punt this to partner. But the problem is, what if we pass and partner bids four of a minor? Ooh, I don't know if I like that either. But sometimes you just have to trust partner to make the right decision, especially when you've dialed in your hand pretty well. You don't want to go off bidding hearts here, even though, I mean, that might be right sometimes. Partner has 4-4 and then a 3-card heart suit. We would definitely want to play hearts, but I mean, we're just guessing at this point. So here we have to say we've made a pretty good opening bid to dial in our range. Let's see what partner does. And they bid 4 clubs. What's 4 hearts going to be for us now? All right. Well, we certainly don't want to play clubs, right? We have 2 small clubs. So I bet a bid 4 hearts, hope they pass. They're going to bid 5 clubs. Okay, so, and they're going to think that's a control bid. So this is a time where the robot has said, okay, you're playing 5 clubs. Ooh, good. Here's the one good thing. We missed a bad 3 now, right? So, and honestly, 5 clubs is so unlikely to make, but it's possible to make, right? We need 3 clubs. We're definitely using 2 spades, but here's what I think. I think it's probably gonna just go spade, and they're gonna lead a 3rd spade and force the ace of clubs to over rough like a 9 of clubs or something. But we'll hope to maybe keep that from happening. I mean, I don't know how we're gonna keep it from happening. We're gonna hope the robot doesn't continue a 3rd spade here because that's gonna be bad for our position. But whatever. I didn't have to be an idiot here. I could have actually just passed 4 clubs and had a much safer position. Ooh, the right player won this one, and this is good. East did not have 6 spades, so maybe we're getting friendlier breaks everywhere. This is a really terrible spot for us. The only way we've already lost 2 tricks, right? So we need to take the rest, and the way we can take the rest is a very interesting and scary line of play, knowing what we know. And that is we have to draw all the trump and just hope diamonds are breaking as well, which, I mean, if this East has 5 spades, if they're 5-3-3-2, maybe we're getting like the dream scenario here if they have 3 clubs. But we need to draw 2 rounds of trump from dummy first, right? We're blocked. We have to play the king queen of clubs over here first. And then before we can play all those diamonds that we're going to need to play, we're going to need to draw a 3rd round of trump, and we're going to need those trumps to break 3-3. And the only way back to the north hand now is ace hearts, rough a heart, right? And notice why we can't play the jack of diamonds to the queen and say, yeah, we can get over there very quickly, because now diamonds are blocked, right? So if you're thinking, hey, why can't we play the king queen of clubs? And I'm going to play the king queen of clubs regardless. So let me complete this play and show you what I'm talking about here. I mean, I never trust any false card that the robots make. So this is just, I'm still holding out hope that it's 3-3. But watch what happens if we think we can do this. If we think we can play jack of diamonds to the queen and then test our trumps now, well, that's great. All right, but now you're stuck in dummy with the ace king of diamonds, and now you just have the ace of hearts. Great, but then these hearts are bad for you, right? They're losers, right? So that's not a good pathway back to that north hand. I mean, I guess we could play the jack of diamonds to the queen and then cash the ace of clubs, and it's wrong. Then we play diamond to the ace and king, and ace of hearts rough a heart, but now you're in the same spot. So I guess we could do either way here. And maybe there is a safety margin for playing the jack of diamonds. Maybe did I talk myself into a different line here? Hang on. Yeah, I think I might have talked myself into it. Sometimes it is helpful to kind of talk yourself through the actual play you're about to make. So if I play ace of hearts heart, I'm gonna have to take my rough now in hearts, and then I have to test trump. and that's kind of flying without a wire. However, I can, if clubs are still breaking, I suppose when we do play the Jack of Diamonds, we'll overtake with the Queen. We need diamonds to be 3-2 pretty much anyway, because we're gonna have that's our entry to this diamond length. And when we win that Queen, we get to play Ace of Clubs, testing clubs, see if they're 3-3. And now, if they are, we play Diamond to the Ace and King, and then Ace of Hearts, Ruff a Heart, and then we're home. Yeah, I love this. Okay, let's do it. All right. Everyone out there, I know this is not a live show, but fingers crossed in the ether. 10 of clubs. Yeah. Okay, now we need diamonds to break. Let's go. Okay. I mean, it's the impossible dream, folks. Plus 600 in the books. The robot's going to have a tough time with that one. We bid too much. I bid too much. My bad. But let's go back and look at this one. This is a fun one. And this was, I did a declare play class recently. We talked just about this. Sometimes you just get, and usually they're not the greatest contracts. Sometimes they can be just kind of a little bit of an aggressive contract. But sometimes you get in contracts where you just need things to go well, and you play for those sorts of things to be going well. And here is a classic example of that. After they get off to their best leads, Ace of Spades, Spade to the King, right? Now they lead a spade, and we just have to ruff, right? We can't lose another trick. We're down at that point. And the good thing is it restricts your choices, right? So it gives you only certain things to hope for, but really lots of communication issues on this hand, not only in clubs, but in diamonds as well. So you really can't handle any bad breaks. You just need to kind of play for everything. So here's where I kind of confused myself at this point, right? So I think the original line was going to be really bad for us, right? Ace of Hearts, Heart, Ruff, especially if clubs aren't breaking, because at least this line, playing the diamond to the Queen, gives us a test of the club suit here. And if it's not breaking, now we just play diamond, diamond. We can let them ruff and still kind of handle that. So here, originally, I just was thinking in the wrong direction, but this is why I hope my bad thoughts and getting to the right line here at least shows you that you can be on one pathway and just take a few moments, right? Take a little bit of extra time before you commit and test it out in your head, kind of play a few tricks and say, what else can I do? Is there anything else out there? All right, so spend a little more time looking at the position, and you might be able to work your way out of it like I did on that last hand. And I like that score. That's pretty darn good so far. We'll take plus 600 for board 4, and we will go mining for more in tomorrow's Wednesday edition. And here's what we're going to be starting with. Flat 14. I mean, not totally flat, I guess. You will see the rule I made if you haven't seen this entirely. I've made a pretty solid rule that I don't think I've disobeyed, or at least I haven't knowingly disobeyed it yet. And those of you that know the rule can maybe get a preview of what I'll open this tomorrow. And those of you that don't, you can find out on Wednesday morning the weekday challenge rule. I'll see you then, guys. And until then, have a great day at the tables. And I'll either see you in class or at those tables soon. Take care.